Intense, dramatic music plays as the screen shows a rising sun over a scorched landscape. The screen then flashes with news headlines about record-breaking heat. Heat waves are becoming more than just a summer inconvenience, they're a deadly force. Last year, the United States experienced a record-breaking number of heat-related deaths. But why is this happening? And what can we do about it? Setting the stage, the scene opens with the narrator in a studio setting, with graphics showing rising temperatures and a map of the US highlighting the hardest hit areas. 2023 was a year of extremes. The summer saw some of the highest temperatures ever recorded across the country, from Arizona to New York. But it wasn't just uncomfortable, it was lethal. Over 1,500 Americans lost their lives due to heat-related illnesses, making it the deadliest year for heat in recent history. Cut to a graphic showing the number of deaths over the past decade, highlighting the sharp increase in the last year. To put it in perspective, that's more than triple the number of deaths from hurricanes, floods, and tornadoes combined. So, what's going on? Why is the heat becoming so deadly? The science behind the heat. The screen transitions to a scientist in a lab, explaining the science of heat waves, with animations showing how heat impacts the body. Heat waves are becoming more frequent and intense due to climate change. The greenhouse gases in our atmosphere are trapping more heat, causing global temperatures to rise. When the body is exposed to extreme heat, it struggles to cool down, which can lead to heat exhaustion, heat stroke, and in severe cases, death. The screen shows a person sweating, with graphics illustrating the effects of heat on the body: dehydration, heat exhaustion, and heat stroke. High humidity makes it even worse, as it hinders the body's ability to sweat and cool down. Without proper precautions, prolonged exposure to extreme heat can overwhelm the body's systems, leading to fatal outcomes. Who's most at risk? The scene shifts to a neighborhood with elderly people, young children, and outdoor workers, highlighting those most vulnerable to heat. While heat can be dangerous for anyone, certain groups are more vulnerable. The elderly, young children, people with pre-existing health conditions, and those who work outdoors are at the highest risk. Many of last year's victims were individuals who didn't have access to air conditioning or couldn't escape the heat. Cut to interviews with an elderly person and an outdoor worker, sharing their experiences during the heat wave. It was unbearable. I couldn't leave my home, and the heat just kept getting worse. I didn't know if I would make it through the summer. We had to keep working, even in the extreme heat. Some of my coworkers got really sick, and we were all worried about what might happen. How can we protect ourselves? The screen transitions to practical tips and advice for staying safe during heat waves, with visuals showing each tip in action. So, what can we do to stay safe? Here are some essential tips for surviving a heat wave. Stay hydrated. Drink plenty of water throughout the day, even if you don't feel thirsty. Stay indoors. Avoid outdoor activities during the hottest parts of the day, usually between 10 a.m. and 4 p.m. Use fans and air conditioning. If you don't have AC, visit public places like malls or libraries to stay cool. Check on vulnerable people. Make sure elderly neighbors, family members, and those with health issues are safe and cool. Wear light clothing. Opt for lightweight, light-colored, and loose-fitting clothes. The screen shows people following these tips, staying cool and hydrated. Remember, heat waves are serious. By taking these precautions, you can reduce your risk and help others stay safe too. The bigger picture. The scene shifts to an environmental activist speaking about the broader implications of increasing heat waves, with images of global climate events. These deadly heat waves are a sign of our changing climate. If we don't take action to reduce our carbon footprint and address climate change, we can expect even more extreme weather events in the future. It's not just about staying cool, it's about changing the way we live to protect our planet and ourselves. Cut to footage of renewable energy projects, tree planting, and other climate action initiatives. From reducing greenhouse gas emissions to investing in green infrastructure, there are many ways we can combat the effects of climate change. But it requires all of us to take action, individually and collectively. The screen shows a hopeful image of people coming together to combat climate change, followed by a call to action. Last year's record-breaking heat was a wake-up call. As we face hotter summers and more extreme weather, it's up to all of us to protect ourselves, our communities, and our planet. Stay cool, stay safe, and let's work together to make sure the deadly heat of 2023 doesn't become the new normal. And with a call to action on the screen, join the fight against climate change. Visit website to learn more. The music fades out. This script balances information with an engaging narrative, making it both educational and compelling for viewers.